Okay, so
All right, so...
Are we all on the same page, or should I slow my roll?
I think we're on the same page. It's been 3 months. We'll never be on the same page again.
I know.
So, Sargeras, before we proceed, I would like to bestow upon you a gift of the Thoringnir. Is it Thoringnir?
Yeah, Thoringnir.
Because of
Thoringnir.
Raise your weapon, outsider, and brace yourself. This may prove uncomfortable for your kind. And it's like, I'm prepared for the gift. What, are we going to get shocked by lightning when we raise our weapon up?
Well, I mean, if she's anything like Hestu, then it's a giant turd.
And you have also gained an ally. Hold aloft your weapon, outsider. Accept the power of storm and thunder as a gift for your selfless acts.
Okay, nothing has changed.
We're fried to a crisp, and our reward for victory was death.
Okay, so she just had a little electric bolt. And now she's like, you are truly a hero to my brood. You have gained a powerful ally today, outsider. The God King has reason to fear you. And then we choose a new artifact thing. Woo!
Yeah!
Except they're worse than the one I currently have.
Yeah!
Oh. In that case, I'll choose the more expensive one.
Now I just need to remember how to actually take these things and move them around and stuff.
You have proven yourself an ally of the Thoringnir, and we will lend you our strength. I would ask one last favor of our new champion, though. The dragon who guided you to me waits his vengeance against the Vrykul. Together, I wish for you to show these Drekirjar what it means to cross the Thoringnir. Be they fell-scorn or not, their malice has caused suffering to my brood. Their toll must be paid in blood. Speak to Vathir when you are ready. Woo!
All of my mods are gone, so I'm just like kind of discombobulated. I was like, alright, let's sort and clean up my inventory a little bit.
I just told them all to load anyway.
Bags. Well, since I reformatted my computer, like I was downloading this.
You didn't have them.
Yeah.
Oh yay, we get to ride Vathir! Whee!
And we're going to zap it do everything.
Let's smite some fools.
I'm right on top on
Consider that fool smited.
Whee!
You done got smote.
Says I'm being attacked by somebody.
Yeah, that's their problem.
Yeah. I'm kind of
really a bad idea on their part.
I love it how we're just... I really like these quests. I know they're silly, but... They're just so relaxing.
I just wish...
You like them a lot less when you're doing them as a daily in Burning Crusade every single day for a year.
Really?
Yeah, they haven't improved them since.
No. Well, some of the dailies in Burning Crusade, you had to manually fly around on your flying mount the entire time on top of this, so it was even more of a hassle.
Yeah, those were kind of annoying. Honestly, after playing Nier Automata, this whole flying and shooting thing has kind of gotten a bit stale, because I've played another game that did it substantially better.
Because that game has shoot-'em-up segments.
Yeah, and they're good.
It just turns into a different video game.
I love the fact, though, that as part of Nier Automata, the shooting segments still use all of your like power-ups and stuff. So I have like shockwaves and like.
But if you want an MMO that genuinely changes genres when you start flying, then you have to play Old Republic.
Yeah.
Which actually has like Star Fox levels or whatever.
Really? Interesting.
When you need me again, I shall be ready. It seems that a messenger awaits.
Okay, I was gonna turn down sound effects because...
Oh hey! It's the crow again.
This Rain's all like, I hate you and your YouTube compression.
I'm
gonna kick you right in the bit rate.
I had somebody whining about that for what was it? Horizon Zero Dawn. They're like, this rain is making the bitrate suck. You should film this in 4K. And I'm like, what?
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 Okay, so weren't you Hugin before?
That game can't even be in 4K. Oh wait, maybe it can on the Pro, actually.
I thought it only goes up to 1440 on the Pro. I don't know.
Well,
anyway,
I think all the new consoles do fake 4K. Yeah.
Anyway, cry thunder.
Upscaling.
The raven squawks, and Javi's voice fills your head.
Bye,
You're
Rain.
indeed mighty, as the trial shows, but valor is a different animal. One you think to tame.
I like how the rain was here just long enough to be a topic of conversation, and then we stopped talking about it and it left.
And then it just, like, bips out of there, and then everything is bright again.
Like in
God.
Horizon Zero
so
Dawn.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Javi's voice continues on in your head as the raven stares on. If valor you seek, then to the bones you must speak, but first you must prepare.
2 trials faced, and 1 remains. You must seek the judgment of the ancient kings. But they are dead, and you are not. There is one who can bridge the gap, if you indulge him. Meet me at Valdistal, and I will spin the tale.
Yay.
That's one thing I've been particularly appreciative in Breath of the Wild. You can actually see the, like, storm clouds coming in. And,
yeah?
like, the lightning in the distance and stuff. Yeah. I've only ever noticed it a couple times, because I'm usually paying attention to everything else other than the sky.
Well, like, the little meter is more helpful, because there's a little meter that tells you what the next weather's going to be. But that stuff lies to you.
Yeah.
Because if you walk around, every time you change region slightly, the entire meter resets to that local weather. So if you're walking around, which is all you do in that game, then it's not very reliable.
It's still better than some other games, but it's also one of the only games where the weather actually means anything.
Yeah. Like, I was running around with it being a sunny day, all day. I'm like, okay, let's climb that mountain. And then suddenly it went from all day sunny to all day storms on the corner. I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted.
Oh no.
Have you gotten the helmet that makes you immune to lightning yet, or no?
I've gotten none of the things that are special. I've never even done the first quest.
Oh. It's a long game. We're on, what, like episode 40? And we still haven't finished our first dungeon.
I mean, part of it is we're actually getting all the shrines and stuff.
I like how it's been so long since our last session that all of the games we're talking about right now are games that we didn't even talk about coming out in the future yet. Last time we played.
It happens. And then I still haven't put most of this footage up, so it's going to be like wildly outdated.
These time jumps are meaningless to them, except for the part where we won't stop talking about them.
This
it's true.
Okay, so...
For frame of reference, it is
Okay.
April 7th for people watching this video later.
And our last recording was around January, like the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! Really neat thing that they've done for the basic UI. There's now a icon showing vendor trash.
You've always had it.
Yeah.
The little coin?
Yes, the coin. When you go into a merchant, the coin shows over trash.
That's been there since we first made our Worgen.
Huh. Because apparently the bag mods that I had completely overrode that, because that was not visible.
Okay, are you going to read the trial
that was there from the beginning.
Huh. Ah, the hero of the hour. We must waste no time. Our business is at hand. Is most important if you wish to succeed your trials. The trial of valor. What?
What percentage of quests in this game do you think are somebody subjecting you to a trial?
Ooh, at least 10%.
It's really common.
It's a lot. The trial of valor will be your next test, and test you it will. But only a fool fights on an empty stomach. Are you a fool, outsider? No? Then lend these old bones a hand, and butcher the moose for our meal. I will spin you a tale of rocks, trees, and spirits.
Okay.
I just feel like that we should have like a sandwich card for trials.
Wait, we don't even need to hunt the moose? We already have a carcass?
Yeah. We don't need gameplay. You just watch that butchering meter fill up.
We're butchering it. Okay.
Right-click on moose.
Yep, I don't even need to get off my mount.
Wow.
What? I had to get off my mount,
Nope.
I think.
No,
I'm on my mount right now. just hacking away.
Rooted in the old ways. Seek Vidar. Earn your judgment. And pass the trial.
I'm gonna be totally honest. I missed everything he said. But that's okay.
To be fair, he's also sending us, I think, to do the trial we did at the beginning of the series, which is their instance.
Oh.
Trial of Valor? That's like the second dungeon we did, I think.
Oh, that's a good point. Your next steps are clear. Your feet know the way. Follow them to House Vald and meet your fate. It is the tree you seek, the heart of the mystic Runewood. He will offer guidance, and probably leaves.
And probably leaves.
Yeah, the progression is made weird by the fact that you can just instantly matchmake into any of the dungeons the moment the expansion starts.
Yeah, I would have liked it if you could only get to the dungeons when you complete the quests for the area.
Yep.
Oh, look at the little babies! Oh,
I miss my motorcycle. I just want it.
Look at
Oh, because the Horde side?
Look
Yeah.
at the fuzzy muskox, guys! You're missing them. They're
Bye.
so adorable. Oh, see?
You might be able to get them as a mount.
Oh, they're so cute.
Maybe. They have a
Look
very
at all their little
mount-shaped area that's
Look at
just
all those
clear.
little fuzz butts.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's just that's the only one I saw with offspring. Look at all the other ones. They don't have offspring.
like a Tauren on a motorcycle looks awesome, and I imagine that Draenei would look similar.
Yeah.
Did you see
Unfortunately, it's
the-
like comically expensive.
There are class mounts that they released, and some of them are pretty cool. Unfortunately, the paladins are just horses. I'm like,
When we're not playing this game, my primary exposure is people sending me fake emails about fake mounts that are scams. Just all the time.
The rune stones.
Oh, we have friend.
Did that guy follow us?
The bone speakers. My roots wither, my branches die. The bone speakers, they seek to silence the Runewood. The rune stones are the key. Turn to the stones, release my bonds.
Okay, and then there's
Bone
also the Runewood
speakers, they are
Revenge.
corrupt, hungry for power. Cut them from my woods.
Protect you.
Okay.
Well, that's easy enough.
He's like the tree from
The
Game of
Deku
Thrones,
tree.
actually.
Oh wait, there's another tree in Game of Thrones? I never knew there was a tree in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, immediately. You didn't make it past like the first episode.
Jealous.
I refuse to watch it, if only because there's so much.
She doesn't like children.
No.
Children and dogs.
I don't like nudity.
He wants to
and
skip to all the
violence.
parts where all the children die, is the thing.
Yeah.
And there's too much plot
Yeah,
in the way.
what was it? The end of the first episode. Yeah, that was good for her. You know, the kid falling from the tower. Everything else, no.
What? Guys. No, I've also read story synopsises, and it's just not that interesting to me. It just seems like a lot of politics and
I feel like
betrayals.
story synopses are literally the least enjoyable way to enjoy anything, and they make every story sound like crap.
There are some story synopses that can like do things justice.
Like
Well,
at
if
one
they're
point, Andrew
descriptive.
looked up the story synopsis of Pacific Rim, and it's like, oh yeah, that's the best way to experience Pacific Rim is reading about what happened in a text form.
Yeah, that's gotta sound dry and uninteresting.
Yeah,
of it
there's so
is-
much going on in Game of Thrones where like the summary of what happened is not the point.
The problem is I would have the issue of having to fast forward or completely skip entire sections of it because I don't want to see it.
So, have you guys heard anything of the Blizzard lawsuits lately, or no?
Nope.
Oh, okay,
No idea
what's
what you're
going
talking
on?
about.
Okay, so there's a couple. One was more of an Overwatch thing, but you know how there's like always hackers and stuff like that for Counter-Strike.
All them dirty
and-
hackers from the 90s are still not dead.
Well, you know the people that get like wall hacks and aim hacks and stuff like that, so that you can like, you know,
I see.
win at Overwatch without trying and so on and so forth.
I know that there's people who hack their console games so that they can play with keyboard and mouse, which completely breaks
guess
the
that's-
game.
That's a little bit less.
Do they get
well,
more
I mean,
accurate
that's
that
actually
way, or
completely
what
ridiculous.
That's,
But
it's really egregious, not only because it's a huge unfair advantage, but also the game is specifically balanced differently on both platforms for the control schemes. Different characters
Consoles-
are more or less powerful based on how well their control schemes match with their skill sets.
yeah, consoles give you a huge auto aim bonus because it's really hard to shoot. I'm looking at you, Resident Evil.
Also,
with that-
more mobile characters are nerfed on consoles because they're really, really hard to actually hit
Yes.
compared to keyboard and mouse.
But so there was one cheating, hacking, whatever company recently that I think got sued for like a couple $1 million by Blizzard, and Blizzard won.
Yeah.
And that was kind of one of the first major victories, because usually people just get banned for it. they've never, you know,
in a
there's
weird way,
never
being a
actually been,
company
like,
that creates hacks for somebody else's game is like a weird form of like a cyber attack on their property.
Oh yeah,
I need to
and
get close.
I actually was kind of appreciative of that because I played a ton of Counter-Strike Source back in the day, and it was not fun coming across wall or aim hackers.
Yeah, I really didn't like it when I was... Sometimes what I do is I use Google's version of like TinEye to cross-reference my own images, like my paintings, to see if anyone's like reposted them anywhere on the internet without my permission or didn't credit me properly. And I encountered one for one of the World of Warcraft paintings I'd done of my druid. Oh. Okay, he has his roots going. And
man, his animations are lame.
And so there was this one site on Twitter, I think it's like Epic Carry or something out of Ukraine, and they were just taking all of the art that they could find by fan artists online and reposting it without any credit onto their Twitter.
What does this have to do with hackers?
I was about to say, like, I thought this was going to relate to game hacking, but I think she's just wanted to start talking about something.
I think she did.
No. It's just that. But the thing is, this site, they sell like gold. They're one of those people that are like, oh, you know, you play World of Warcraft, we can like farm you a lot of gold and whatever.
My
and I'm
Let's
just
Plays
like,
are used to advertise torrents for illegal downloads of games.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
I just find that when I look up the sources of where my videos are being watched, it's like they'll be embeds. They'll be embedded on torrents pages for the games that I'm playing.
I remember Blitzkriegsler was talking about that. I think that's actually part of the reason why my Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun did so well, is because it was embedded. But I actually get...
You don't even use those hacks or anything, so why are they...
Well, no. These are people that are like advertising.
No, they embedded the video to show what the game is.
Yeah, say you have
but it's embedded on like the torrent page for the game.
Yeah, say you have a website dedicated to like free download of Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun.
Oh, I see. But yeah, so I didn't like my artwork popping up on a site that is essentially one of those illegal gold sellers.
Well, speaking of gold selling, I've actually gotten a bunch of emails recently from Korean and Chinese gold sellers asking to partner with me to like advertise their services, and I'm like, I've played like 2, maybe 3 MMOs on my channel, barely. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, it's like how I get spammed with like partnership things about iOS games, and I'm like, I don't even have the ability to make videos about iOS, I don't think.
Who goes there? Your footsteps fall as acorns.
Okay, and then it says Keith can read.
I already forgot the voice. Yay! So it was your footsteps I felt upon my woods as the runestones released their grip. You are you have my thanks, outsider.
Wow,
the runestone,
like,
Runewood will know peace once more with these bone speakers. These are this terrible quest dialogue. It's just like, just kill the guy. You killed the guy. Thanks. That's it. There wasn't even like flavor to it.
That's all the tree has to say. Okay, what about
so
the dreaming
an outsider would
fungus?
seek to be judged by the ancient rules of the Vrikul. Curious this, know that they will not take your presence kindly, stranger. If you are so hasty to meet judgment, you can call them forth through the ritual of awakening. To complete this ritual, you will require an aromatic to burn and an offering to present. A plant grows at the Runewood that will make a suitable light incense. Gather it, and I will instruct you further.
You went from, like, halting whatever voice to Poindexter.
The afterlife leaves the dead hungry for the delicacies of their former lives. For the Vrikul kings, none such offerings is prized more than Bjorhata, a celebratory feast of an engorged bear heart. The bears of the Runewood would eat well and have long since been prized for their tender meat. Hunt them and find a suitable heart to offer the ancient rulers. They will not be able to resist such an offering.
These bears are fat as fuck. Kill them so I may feast on their hearts.
So what drives me nuts about doing line readings in games is that I don't have voices. Like, I don't have like a list of voices in my head of the ones I could go to or anything, so like I'm immediately like, oh shit, what was I doing earlier when I get to a character again?
My problem is like side characters that I don't think will ever crop up again might end up turning out to be like main characters, and I'm like, son of a bitch. What does this guy sound like? So like May's dad in
Oh, Selmer's for me. That was the character I kept changing the voice, because at first we thought it was a guy, then we realized that Selmer's was a girl, and then
I just committed.
Yeah.
Eventually, Shell mostly got it down, but it had
to be a slightly lower, raspier version of the Lori M voice that I had that was like high and pipsqueaky. But yeah, there's only so many voices. Like, I gave a sort of like pseudo hoity-toity British-ish voice for the pastor.
It is so much easier though having a second person to do voices with you.
Oh yeah. Like when I'm playing games with Andrew, we have a double dose of not remembering voices we did earlier, but remembering what voices each other did. So we're both like, you do that voice, and we're like, and the other one's like, what are you talking about?
That works.
Like, do sarcastic old man. It's like, what? It's like, no, yeah, do sarcastic old man.
The only voices I'm like actively good at are like old dudes, like crotchety old man voices.
Stay a while
and listen.
For the Night in the Woods playthrough, people most liked my bee voice, which I found really weird because I just sort of played her as like sort of goth, sardonic, kind of like low key, like completely not what I usually.
By the way, there's a star up here if you guys want to hit.
I couldn't hit the low key.
The low key. Yeah. It was just weird.
I need a target.
Man, this is a bad time to not remember how to play my character.
Yeah, these bears hurt. Like, I actually had the red flashy screen thing of like, you took damage, and I'm like,
I'm just sitting here dying adjacent to Shell.
Wait, I didn't see you.
She was just standing right next to me while I fought two bears to the death.
I didn't realize that was you fighting the bears. I thought the bears were fighting some other kind of nether creature, but I suppose that's what you look like now with that shadow essence.
There's no shell in teamwork.
What nether creature would they be fighting? What does that mean?
Well, oh hey, I got a heart.
Apparently.
Oh, mushrooms.
So, I should probably mention this, seeing as it was kind of out of the blue the other night, but the Orcs Must Die thing, I think is going through. For reference, the Orcs Must Die Unchained people have approached me saying, like, we'll pay you to play our game, and I'm like, I wanted to play your game anyway, so I'll take money. But the weird, crazy part for me is, they were taken aback by the fact that I was planning on playing their multiplayer game in multiplayer.
What?
I was very confused. I was like, okay, so here are the two guys that, like, I'll be playing with as part of this, like, you know, just so you're not, like, just so you know what I'm bringing into this, and they're like, oh, you're bringing somebody on board, yeah, can we have their, like, channels so we can, like, look at them first? And I'm just like, wait, so you expected me to play this alone?
It's a multiplayer co-op game.
But, like, it forces you to do multiplayer. It's not like Orcs Must Die 2 where you can play without it.
In other words...
Keith, can you come up here?
In other words, they were vetting, weren't they?
Yeah, sort of, but
I'm behind on loot items because I was fighting to the death for so long.
Sorry! I actually haven't
There's
gotten
plenty of
all
loot
of
bears.
hearts.
The mushrooms are rare.
I got the Dreaming Fungus.
I finished the mushrooms. I need 2 more hearts.
Come here. I've got 2 hearts for you right at the base of this hill.
Actually, I only got 1 from these 2.
Well, so I've killed a fuck ton of bears.
I just need 1 heart.
I've killed so many bears.
On the weird hacking stuff, you haven't lived until you saw freaking the first time Halo 2 ever had DLC was like one of the first cases of console DLC I think ever, and immediately it went horribly wrong, where people hacked the Warthog so that it could fly like a banshee with a full set of people inside of it and fire rockets.
Yeah.
So now we're going towards the star?
Yeah, head for the star. I'll be there.
Oh, it's a big bear. It actually looks like a druid.
Yeah, it's probably a druid.
Because it has the
Mord
feet,
Vibjorn.
unless it's just supposed to be a bear that's especially magical.
Bigsby, the bear.
Mord Vibjorn.
Big B Bearwolf.
Look at that tiny Highland turkey. It wouldn't stand a chance. It would that bear would just
Show us what you think of
Crunch
Thanksgiving.
upon it.
Show us what you've got. Oh.
Oh, you killed the turkey first, and look, it even left a little turkey.
What did you expect? What did you expect?
But completely plucked and cooked, though. That doesn't make sense.
It's Blizzard.
Listen, he's a demon. He's got
Like,
the skills.
At this point, they're not phoning
Yeah,
in
I
the
suppose he
game.
does have green
They're
flames.
they've realized that taking this game seriously is pointless. And the team has probably been working on this for ages, so they're just like, whatever, in-jokes aplenty, Easter eggs wherever we can cram them, dumb jokes wherever. I can respect that. It's like, I've been playing Wizard of Legend, and they have portraits on the wall of, like, the Oh Really Owl, and a couple other, like,
The Oh
old
Really?
memes, and I'm just like, I can respect this.
Division's supposed to just have posters and walls full of just memes and stuff. Oh wait, no, Watch Dogs 2. Because the character's a bunch of like immature hacker
multiplayer
people,
to that.
so there's just like straight up like memes on the walls, those posters, which people printed out apparently, which is embarrassing.
Huh. If they had like, I heard mild talk of maybe
I got a bearskin
like a
cloak.
multiplayer co-op thing.
I've heard
being
nothing.
added. I would absolutely play like Watch Dogs in co-op with friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Probably
sandbox
not.
is supposed to be the whole point.
I don't even. Well, yeah, like the sandbox like activities, but like even the missions would be kind of fun with people.
Yeah. If I ever play that game, what interested me is that it's supposed to actually have a personality this time, which is interesting because
That's
Watch Dogs
good.
1 was so boring I couldn't get through
Angry
it alone.
Uncle Dad.
But
Yeah.
it also supposedly you can get through the whole. Like one of the interesting ways to play it, it's supposed to be playing through it non-lethally.
Oh, neat.
Because you can like half the missions you can like hack a drone and like fly in and like secure the things you're trying to do and stuff like that. And also like the narrative doesn't mix well with lethality anyway, because you're trying to gain fans for your like resistance thing and everything. So like if you're like straight up like mass murdering people, it's like really makes the whole story really creepy.
Yeah.
All in good time.
What do you bring? Yes, these soul caps should be adequate for your ritual. Speak with me once you are ready to proceed, and I will guide you further. How went your hunt, outsider? These hearts are fat and bloody. The slumbering rulers will not refuse an offering of Bjornhata.
I love hearts.
You
They're
are proven
delicious.
resourceful thus far, stranger. As promised, I will instruct you on the ritual of awakening.
Yeah, just make the guy sound as metal as possible.
Just start making him sound like Krang.
You go stop those turtles. First, you must place the offering directly atop the grave of the ruler you wish to awaken. Burn the incense so that its aroma wafts over the grave in a lovely flowery aroma. If your offering is adequate, the ruler will rise, and you may ask your judgment. Take care, outsider. The dead Viking kings will not enjoy being awakened from their slumber.
Oh, there's more.
Oh no, there's
Why
more.
is he talking so much now?
Well, you brought him hearts. He got hungry.
Now he's feasted upon bear hearts.
Now that he is feasted upon bear hearts,
Well,
he's like, all
These
right.
were offerings that we were getting with the incense for the Viking kings.
I would ask a favor, outsider. As you step through the graves of ancient heroes, you will no doubt come across spirits of the restless dead. Agitated by the Bone Speaker's misdeeds, they must be returned to the earth where they are buried, so as they might be judged as well. Take this bow. It carries with it the essence of the Runewood. Channel its power into a weakened spirit and it will return to rest.
Okay, so we have a bow. That's interesting. Ding.
I'm lightheaded.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it requires a lot of breath control and
You know what I'm? Is not a voice actor.
well, I think part of it was like you're barely stopping to breathe, so yeah. I mean, it was just continuous.